Hi, and welcome back to Stop and Give Me 10. I'm Marilyn Ward with No Excuses. I am your wellness coach. And today let me start my timer. We are going to work on functional movements. So movements that you're going to use in your everyday life that even whether you're young, you're old, but just movements, taking those exercises and turning them into functional movements or vice versa, however you want to look at it. So I'm going to step back just a smidge. We're going to march in place. We're just going to warm up the body. Let me tilt this back. Just marching in place. So I hope you're doing well today. Hope the sun is shining for you. It is here for us, but it looks like it's going to storm here in a little bit. So just marching in place. If all you can do for an exercise is walk, by all means walk. Like, you never want to lose the ability to walk. Just going to do a modified jack, wake up the shoulders. Walking is the best exercise for any fitness level. A lot of people say, oh, that's just for seniors. No, it's not. It is for everybody, especially like if you have knee problems and back problems and you can't run anymore. Walk. It's the best cardio that there is. So when I say exercise, I should say cardio exercise. All right, let's wake up the hamstrings. So bring that heel to the hiney. Good. And then we're going to wake up our shoulders again with some giant arm circles. When you hear the beep. So giant arm circles. This right here, another thing you never want to lose is this giant, beautiful range of motion. So big, huge, gorgeous range of motion. I think I've almost hit the 2 minutes, but that's all right. Keep going. So 30 seconds, and I'll bring it back for 30. If you needed a rest in between there, no problem, just catch back up when you're ready. So this range of motion, as we get older, we tend to lose that. You know, we get tight, or a lot of, remember, your shoulder takes the brunt of so many movements throughout the day. Same with all the exercises that you do. So it's no wonder why there's so many seniors that end up with rotator cuff or shoulder surgery. All right, so I'm gonna bring my chair forward so you can see this. We're gonna start with our chair sits, or get up, chair, seat, stand up. So we're just gonna go up and down. So my feet are shoulder width apart. My weight is in the heel. You're coming up. So this is basically a squat, if you will, but you have a chair. So while you're resting, I'm gonna explain this a little bit. So here's your squat, all right? You're never resting here on a squat, but in a chair sit, I want you to come fully down into the seat. So when you're really gonna fully come down and then fully come up, because then it's gonna really make those legs work. In a squat, you kind of have, it's always working, it's always tense in that half flexed position. All right, so another set of those. So let's do it just like the senior fit test, and we're gonna place our hands here. Makes it a little harder, right? Fully come down, fully come up. Now, we can do a pulse and we can do a hover over that chair, but a chair sit. So your homework, and I would love to hear from you, message me, how many times do you get up and out of a chair in a day? So rest a second. How many times do you do that motion? So getting at a restaurant, getting out of the chair, getting off the commode, when you're getting out of the bed, getting out of the couch. So if you go out to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like how many times do you get up and out of that chair. So now we will do just a regular squat with that chair behind us, but we're gonna just barely touch the chair with our hiney and come up. Barely touch the chair and come up. So my feet, I have a little bit wider than the last position. Barely touch and come up. Barely touch and come up. So that is your squat. That helps you build those quads, hamstring, glutes. My doggy wants in. So right there, stay with me, get a little dog in. You're resting for 30 seconds. Come. Away from you. Resting, resting. And now we're gonna hover. So this last set, we're gonna hover over this chair. So again, building these leg muscles so that getting up and out of a chair is easy for you. So it's all gonna be kind of leg focused today. So now we're hovering. So we're just hovering. Maybe you wanna pulse. You can pulse a few. Pulse, pulse. So you see my butt is barely, not touching the chair, I'm just hovering over it. So if I fall, I can fall back into the chair. So pulse it. Now we're gonna hover. My weight is in the heel. I can look down and see my toes. I can see Kona. And we're just hovering. So really working these legs. Good job. And shake it out. So now we're gonna practice going up the stairs. So, you know how we do our high knee march? So this, stay on one side, one side, one side. So, just working those leg muscles, working that, like if you have a tight hip flexor, that might be hard. So, want to practice, practice, practice. Switch sides, same thing. Up, up, up. Good job. And then we'll go and we'll do that alternating for the last 30. Up, up, up. If you have a step, you know, you can step up on the step, come down. Step up on the step and come down. Perfect. We just never want to lose that range of motion. Good. Now alternate, alternate. Put my hands out here as a guide as to where I want my knees to go. I want them high. Here's okay. If you can get them high, get them high. Get them high. Good. Get them high. So high means breaking that plane and getting them above the waistline. Good. Now, let's work a little bit on that upper body. So over the head and down, putting something away. Let me see if I can grab an example real quick. So put something away, getting it out. Putting it in the cabinet, getting it out of the cabinet. In the cabinet, out of the cabinet. So with your weight, again, now I have narrow here. That's my narrow shoulder in front of the frontal plane. Now rest for 30 seconds. And we got one more minute. One more minute. We're still working that upper body. We're going to do that shoulder press, but we're going to do a wide shoulder. I want you to feel the difference between the narrow and the wide. So, still putting the groceries away, but we're in a wide position. So you can have weights here, no weights. I have no weights right now. And we're going to go wide. So up and over. So here we're wide, palms are facing forward. Now, palms are facing each other. Feel the difference? So putting things away. So stop putting stuff on the shelf right here in your little eyesight because you don't want to reach up overhead. It might hurt a little, might work that shoulder a little much. Now, I'm not saying that if you do have shoulder issues, but most of us, we start, rest. Oh, this is our last 30. So rest and hear me out. Most of us put things really close. So this is our only range of motion with our arms is right here. No, we want this. Remember, we want this big, beautiful range of motion We want to be able to get up out of the chair. We want to keep using it. So if you don't use it, what? You'll lose it. Absolutely right. So thank you for joining me today. We'll see you again tomorrow.